Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is episode 2 of Straight Out of the Book. Today's episode we're working on retro curry. It's an old-fashioned Japanese curry dish. It's rich, it's fragrant, it's sweet. It's something actually I've never tried. I mean, I'm used to having Indian curry, but Japanese curry is really new to me, and so that's why I kind of really chose this specific recipe for today's episode. This recipe can be super versatile. You can use it with pork, you can use it with vegetables, you can use it with chicken, but today's recipe calls for beef, so that's what we're gonna be doing. The last episode was a super hit, and I just want to say that I appreciate everybody who took the time to watch, like it, and share it with everybody they knew. And I'm ready to start this. I'm ready to jump in. So we're gonna take about a pound or 3 medium onions, and we're gonna peel them and we're gonna dice it up. Then we're gonna take about 8 ounces of carrots, which is like 2 medium carrots, and then cut it into like even chunks, that way they can cook thoroughly. Then we're gonna take about a tablespoon of ginger and we're gonna grate it. And now we're gonna take a teaspoon of garlic, which is about 2 cloves, and we're gonna peel it and grate it as well. Now we're gonna take a large apple and we're gonna peel it and grate it. So now that our vegetables are all ready and prepped in mise en place, which means measured basically, and everything is in place, we're gonna take a pound of stewed beef or 2 pounds of stewed beef, and we're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a large pot over medium heat. And we're gonna season the beef with a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. And then we're gonna cook it over medium heat and stir frequently for about 2 minutes. That way the meat browns evenly. After the 2 minutes and your meat has finally been browned, we're gonna add in the onions. And you wanna stir constantly for about 5 minutes until the onion begins to turn translucent. After your onions have been cooked for 5 minutes, we're gonna add the carrots, the ginger, garlic, and we're gonna cook and stir for 2 more minutes. Now we're gonna add the apple and 5 cups of beef stock and another teaspoon of salt. We're gonna reduce the heat to low, cover, and simmer for about an hour. And in my case, I ended up simmering for an hour and a half because I did add an extra pound of meat. Also, it was my preference of the more tenderness. While your other ingredients are simmering and they're doing their thing, we're gonna prepare the roux. So we're gonna take 4 tablespoons of butter in a small saucepan over low heat, and we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna stir constantly for about 3 minutes. This is to cook out the taste of flour, that way you don't taste it in your curry. The flour will first bind into the butter, then the mixture will break apart, and it'll look like a large blonde like crumbs. And then at this point you wanna add in your 2 tablespoons of curry powder and your 2 tablespoons of garam masala. It's an aromatic Indian spice, and if you don't have that, you can substitute it with more curry powder, honestly. We're gonna stir that for 2 more minutes until the roux releases a heady, toasted curry fragrance. Like, you want to be able to smell it. And we're gonna remove the saucepan from the heat and set aside. So once your ingredients have simmered for about an hour, or however long it took for your beef to tenderize, we're gonna start by adding our curry. Now this step is kind of a little tricky, and you wanna make sure you pay attention to this. So we're gonna scoop a ladle full of the liquid from the curry, from the stock, like the big pot, and we're gonna add it to the roux. And your roux should be like in a bowl or whatever you can mix it in, and you wanna mix it together to create a paste. That way, so you're not just throwing big chunks of floury roux in there and it's not gonna distribute properly. So once we've created our paste, we're gonna add the roux to the large pot and mix well. You can take a whisk or you can just use whatever you have. We're gonna add in 3/4 of a pound of potatoes, which is 10 ounces of potatoes, and you can either peel them and cut them. And you're gonna simmer that for 20 more minutes or until the potatoes are tender. You wanna continue mixing frequently and scraping the curry from the bottom of the pot, being careful that it doesn't burn because you don't want burnt curry, to be honest. And when the curry is ready, you're gonna serve it with some steamed white rice. And there you go. Yummy. All right, guys. So we did the hour of simmering with the meat. After the hour, we added the potatoes. And after the potatoes, well, it's basically done. I just want to note that I did make a pot of steamed rice. That's pretty basic. You should know how to make steamed rice. If not, well, if you guys don't know how to make steamed rice, I can make steamed rice and you guys just let me know. You know what I mean? But steamed white rice, easy peasy. Could be Japanese white rice, could be basmati, could be jasmine, could be just a long grain, whatever you want. Or brown rice, or quinoa, whatever your preference is. But we just did plain white steamed rice. So now we're gonna just serve it up and we're gonna try it. Da-da-da. Okay, we're ready. Okay, beautiful freaking plate. I love it. I'm really excited. Like I said, the only kind of curry I've ever tried is Indian curry. And well, gonna get some rice. If you can get some rice, potato, and a little bit of that meat with that gravy sauce, the curry sauce. Sorry, I haven't eaten all day, so my mouth is like exploding. Okay, if you guys have ever seen Food Wars, and whenever Yuhira would make food for the judges, that's what it feels like, and you know the judges' reactions? This is what it feels like right now. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Tell us about it though, like the flavors.
The flavors are intense. I mean, they're a good intense. You know, curry and garam masala, they're really like, they're just very intense flavors if you've ever had a curry. But the sweetness of the apple, because I've never put apple in my curry, but the sweetness of the apple and mixed with all the garam masala and the curry, it balances it out. It's not too sweet. It's not too overly intense where you need to like cleanse your palate with some kind of like milk or something. And then the potatoes are soft. The meat is super tender because we simmered it for an hour. I went on a little longer, like about an hour and a half, just because I feel like I needed more time. But other than that, oh my gosh, I can't. It's just so good. And then the sweetness of the carrots, it's such a simple meal, but yet it's so good. I recommend this meal, man. 10 out of 10. Steven, would you like to rate it?
Yes.
Okay. Steven also hasn't eaten all day, so.
Get out of the way.
All right, okay. Well, there. This is really good. I hope you guys try it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting so far. You know what I mean? Like the first episode ever, and it got so much love, at least for me. And I really appreciate that. And I really hope you guys try this out. And if you guys do, please let me know how it turns out for you guys. I will leave the recipe in the description. I will put, I'll just leave the recipe in the description, honestly. But I hope you guys like this. Like, subscribe, share it to everybody. And thank you for supporting me. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.